Yep.
Still no free time at this point, but hey, welcome back to Persona 5 Royal. Last time we reached the barrier in Maraki's palace, and this time instead of changing the ruler's cognition in the real world, we have to go to Mementos. So that'll be our next destination, but before we do that, we're gonna actually be doing some daily life in the third semester.
I should write something.
Yep.
And hey, she's finally in the chat. Also, yeah, the black and white backgrounds up the top are just a coincidence. She's got a new chat icon too. I do much prefer the portrait for Sumire to Kasumi. It's why I wish she looked more like that in her Phantom Thief attire. And yes, the whole don't worry about being so formal thing, pretty standard in a lot of Japanese media, it's just because of the different politeness levels since she's younger. And yeah, that must have been her using a really high level of Keigo. Yeah, and with her joining, we now have one teammate for every element. It is kind of cool the way that works out in Royal. There is one specialist for every single magical element. Yep, so no Yoshizawa-san anymore. An option, yeah. From now on, we do have freedom in what we do with our day. This is like officially the end of the third semester prologue, which still feels shorter than the prologue of the actual P5, which itself was already shorter than the prologue of P4. Speaking of P4, remember we got your back. The P4 theme from Persona Q2. Yeah, we could definitely stand to have some more awakened third-tier personas by the time we next head into that palace.
Morning!
Oh, hi there, Mishima. Didn't expect to see you, and it looks like Shujin has, like, official school winter jackets, and they look really cool. There's only, like, one good thing about Shujin, it's the uniforms. They might be my favorite uniforms out of P. Actually, I like the P3 and P4 uniforms too. Yeah, so there are still incidents that exist in this reality that have people calling for help on the fan side. So there are still Mementos requests for this semester. Also, any targets from previous semesters, I guess I can say.
Oh.
Are still available in Mementos.
Hey.
And the reason I know that is because a few of them actually get moved. The next time that I go into Mementos, I'm going to discuss why I think that happens. Usual spot means that's where we normally meet Ann for a confidant. And I think we all know what this is referring to.
I'll be counting on you then.
Everyone still has those weird smiles. But now I guess I can finally freely explore the school and talk to people besides the few who, you know, were blocked off, who we had access to while we're chasing the butterfly. As I was saying, the weird smiles. Yep, Haru gets it, Haru gets it. Yeah, it's possible some people's entire histories have been rewritten. I'll just say, we're not actually going to go into Mementos again until we've awakened pretty much everybody's third-tier personas. Oh yeah, you don't know. But it's pretty obvious where we're going. No, nobody comes in. Yeah, Futaba's pretty much roasting Sojiro's ability to attract customers there. I mean, she's kind of allowed to do that, though. She's his daughter.
Hey.
And the regular stores are all still open, but there might be some new items available in town.
Now then.
Mission starts. officially this time.
Hey,
Yes, of course you want to check on Arn. But yeah, if we look at this, we've got a new thing. I love... Oh, that's Love D class. I was just thinking it was just Love D in general, and that sounds weird. We've got the math teacher there, Bare, which is volleyball. So everyone's just happy to be at school right now. There's also a Phantom Thief logo, Natsui. I believe that's like nostalgic.
hey.
Which is interesting. It implies that the Phantom Thieves are just an, you know, old fad that people are nostalgic for, but it doesn't really exist much anymore. Yeah, they got really popular for a while. Yeah, nobody's really interested, but at least they don't hate us like in the Okumura arcs, that's one thing. You always have the lowdown on new items. Or Sechi chocolate at the convenience store. Anytime this girl mentions something, like this special Chimaki, you generally are gonna think that you'll have to trade it into Sakai at Kichijoji. And he's got some pretty good items for trade this semester. Speaking of Kichijoji, I'd recommend looking up the Jazz Club schedule if you haven't already, because there are some very good Jazz Club skills in this semester. Namely Spellmaster, Arms Master, and Ali Dance, I think. It is also kind of surreal knowing that canonically it's 2017 at this point in Persona 5's timeline. 2017 was it's a bit of a weird year for me, honestly. But I mean, I did play Xenoblade 2 at the end of it, and that was great. And even in the third semester where everyone is happy, these two still have the exact same dialogue they did after we first did their request. It's pretty much to be expected, since it's possible to put off that request until now. Which means that, like, yeah, you as I said, you cannot recruit bugs in Maraki's palace. You have to fuse bugs via completing that request. Interesting. So, still in this reality, nobody's cleaned it up since Kamoshida was in there, I guess. I just want to check out if anything interesting is in the library. In fact, we can finally return dressed in ashes.
What would you like?
Yeah, nothing suspicious at all that we borrowed that book right before we faked our deaths and didn't return it until now. We're definitely not the Phantom Thief who faked his own death at all. Nope, not at all. Oh, I'm so glad that the baby you're talking about was a dog. It is kind of interesting how nobody really has to work hard for anything in Maraki's reality. It does remind me a little bit of one of the possible endings for Devil Survivor 2. Because, yeah, these people are getting the highest possible grades. Like, it seems like no matter how hard you try, you'll always get whatever grade you need to get into what university subject you want in Maraki's reality. Which, on the one hand, is kind of nice, but again, like, where's the satisfaction if you don't have to work for anything in life? I want to check out the kind faculty member, though, and see what's going on here. Okay, maybe Maraki is improving Shujin. The one not terrible teacher besides Kawakami is in a position of power at the school now. Yes. Oh, okay then. Yeah, see, that's another problem with Maraki's reality. There is a major issue with it that I definitely am going to bring up, but it doesn't come up until a text conversation between the party members a little later. Over here, I think, are some NPCs that I couldn't talk to because of the butterfly chase. Don't worry, the Phantom Thieves are going to make a comeback. It is kind of interesting that this time, though, nobody's aware of what the Phantom Thieves are doing. it is just kind of it's a completely different thing, because we're kind of, yeah, this fight against Maraki feels so much more personal than a lot of what's happened, because really it's just us versus him. Nobody else will ever know. It's not like the fight against Yaldabaoth, where that was a lot more public. Just like Shido and everything, like the Phantom Thieves kept getting media attention, but this time, yeah, again, we're going to be fighting Maraki and nobody's ever going to know. So as you can see here, it says Max Takemi. All of your confidants that you have not finished by this point are still available. Other than, of course, Sumire if you didn't get her to rank 5, Akechi I'm pretty sure, you need to get him to rank 8 before he betrays you, Maraki and Yoshida, and of course Strength. But other than that, you have make-up time for confidants that you missed in the 3rd semester, but I've already maxed out everything except, well, Sumire. But today the guide is not telling me to do Sumire's confidant, it's telling me to see Arn. Firstly though, I want to check if there's any new dialogue in Station Square. Huh. Well, that's one good thing about Maraki's reality. That cult leader has suddenly started to reconsider thinking of himself as a god. That's progress. Yeah, it seems like everyone does have new dialogue. Okay then. He's trying to break Gary Stu's record, but he never will. I don't think I've ever seen that conversation before. I'm just broken now. Again, they're trying to go for Gary Stu's record, but it will never work. Has Maraki's actualization affected this guy? Yeah, I wonder if his actualization is spreading. So I take that back about the homeless guy being one of the few people who's immune to it. I guess he wasn't. Looks like the lawyers at Shinjuku are out and about again. Okay, well maybe they're the immune ones now. I need to buy something from here before I see Arm, though. We need to get the Special Chimaki. 100 SP restoration for that much money is not actually that bad. Unfortunately, I'm not saying it yet. This family has pretty funny dialogue at one point in the 3rd semester.
Oh, could I ask for a minute of your time? Hey.
And now we're gonna do this.
Thanks.
These are sometimes referred to as rank 11 conversations. Pretty sure, I mean, since, you know, you have to merge the ultimate persona with the initial persona, I am pretty sure that you need, to have got them to rank 10 in order to unlock these, which is not necessarily, like, you know, you won't necessarily have them all at rank 10. It's just sometimes easy to take for granted in 100% playthroughs like this, that not all players will have access to these ultimate personas. But one really cool thing about these events is that you get to see all the party members' rooms. Something that you didn't get to do in the vanilla game. The one not cool thing about these is they're not voiced. There is a fully voiced one for Akechi, but nobody else's. Like a fully voiced unused one for Akechi, but nobody else's. It's weird. As I said before, it really says something about Arm that her ideal reality with Maraki wasn't really anything to do with herself, it was just life being better for Shiho. Yeah, exactly.
Thanks.
But I'm sure Shiho has a happy life ahead of her. And yeah, and I do think on principle, the Phantom Thieves should be opposed to the idea of one person having the power to rewrite reality. And yeah, Shiho was moving forward.
Yeah.
A nice callback to all the way back at the very start. A lot of people still think that was an excellent moment for Joker's character.
I'll give it a go.
I actually do like Hecate's design a lot, so it's a bit of a shame we're losing her here.
Do you think...
All right.
Celestine Galli-Marié was a French mezzo-soprano who was the first actress to play Carmen in the titular opera. She was only the second choice for the role, as the first one turned it down after learning the character would die on stage. It took several months of negotiation to bring Celestine on board, but once she was a staunch ally of the composer Bizet. She was said to be a demanding and tempestuous actress, to the point where this game's compendium theorizes that the lead role was rewritten to better suit her. Bizet, the composer of Carmen, died at the age of only 36 after the 33rd performance of the opera, and Celestine was so distraught the following night's performance had to be cancelled. She ended up performing the leading role over 100 times. The text on the back of the Persona's jacket translates as, "Free she was born, free she shall die," and is a lyric from Carmen's final scene. Carmen's trait becomes pinnacle of magic on evolution, which doesn't just lower SP costs when it triggers, it halves them. This works on herself too, which is useful, considering that her special skill is high energy, which gives concentrate to the entire party. And ADSP is a lot for a character who already burns through it fast thanks to Blazing Hell. You might want to consider giving her Spellmaster from the Jazz Club, which becomes available in the 3rd semester. High energy benefits magic-heavy parties, such as Makoto, Morgana, Haru with a Psy build, and magical personas on Joker.
Okay. Bye.
High energy. The issue with replacing concentrate with this is that, well, yeah, this is insanely expensive. To be honest, I've got Debilitate on so many party members that I don't really need Mataru Unda anymore. I do want to keep Dormina though. I like the easy access to technicals.
Yeah.
And we'll have some snowy days and mementos potentially. Oh, this one. So the Mementos requests in the 3rd semester are actually very, very different from the ones during the main game. And some of them are actually really, really dark. I know there's a lot of dark stuff in this game already, but, like, they're dark in a very different way to anything we've seen before. They all feel scarily realistic, and at the same time, their targets are not really, like, outright evil either. In this case, it's a parent who seems to have some kind of psychological issue that's just causing them to neglect their kid this badly. But the fact that the kid just had to take the phone and make the request on the fan side. A lot of these are tragic and also, again, very dark. But that's our first third semester mementos request. And hey, we can finally watch TV again! In fact, I actually think there's something that happens if you try and go to the lottery at this point. But okay then. We're not going to be going to our room. I just went there on force of habit, because that's what I did every other time that we were in, like, the last arc. But we're going to go back to Kichijoji to make a trade. And then, Lavenza has another hangout for us. But first, Sakai. So yeah, he wants these... It's literally like a few steps ahead of you! I don't even... I guess he just wants a fun story he can tell his son about how he got this. So this is the special chimaki, eh? The fragrance is familiar. I wonder why. In any case, it smells appetizing. I'm sure my client will get his appetite back as well. Thank you. Let's trade again sometime. The strength belt gives resist physical, which is kind of a rare ability to get on party members, so it can be nice for that. But now...
So you've come. Oh.
Yeah, I believe you need to have finished most or all of Justine and Caroline's hangouts in order to get this one. No, we've got time. We've got time to hang out with all of our friends, and you're included within our friend group now. And this one, I believe, is fully voiced, thankfully, because it's amazing.
This is a storage room, yes? But where is your room? Oh, I would never have guessed.
It used to be for storage, but then Sojiro was forced to repurpose it. We still sleep on a bunch of milk crates, though.
So you prefer cramped, dingy spaces. How fascinating. Please, tell me more about yourself. Oh, I'm sensing some unusual energy around this desk.
Now that's just Tanaka the God Slayer on that laptop, don't worry about it.
Your infiltration tools are made here? Could I possibly try my hand at it? Thank you. Let us see what I can do. Now, what should I make? Ah, I know! To show my gratitude for rescuing me, I shall craft for you a secret weapon.
You're a Velvet attendant, so I'm assuming that means a world-destroying, party wipe 9999999 damage Megadolon.
I think you'll be rather pleased with it. This is trickier than I expected. Oh, uh-oh. Well, I can fix that. Ouch! Cursed screwdriver, how dare you defy your wielder? Obey me! Drive those screws! Ugh! Oh, screw it! Megado! It seems my time out of body has led to my becoming somewhat undexterous.
And so we have averted a game over from us being incinerated along with all of LeBlanc, and probably all of Tokyo.
While it pains me to say it, your secret weapon will have to wait. More importantly, I should be using this time to learn more about you. Is this your bed? It's surprisingly similar to the one in your cell. Can you truly rest here?
Yeah, again, like, the fact that it's just perched on a bunch of milk crates, it would probably be really uncomfortable. It comes with a cat. How can I not say this?
So you can pet it as much as you like whenever you rest? I must say I am a bit jealous.
I mean, hey, you can pet Morgana in the real world whenever you want.
Still, this space seems somewhat cramped for a fully grown human and a feline.
You think it's cramped then? Wait until that feline becomes a second fully grown human.
May I sit? Optimum firmness, ideal warmth.
Also, wow, that pillow looks really crappy too.
I'm not sure why, but I feel so calm here.
Well, I mean, she did say that Maraki's reality is tiring for her.
You fiend. You'll pay for splitting me in two. Let's see how your holy grail holds up to this sledgehammer. Take that. Huh? It didn't work? Oh, wait. You can't. No, I'm being split again. Was I talking?
You were having a Yaldabaoth revenge dream.
Please, forget whatever you heard.
Oh no, don't worry, that guy fully deserves it.
It was just so comfortable. Perhaps I allowed myself to relax a little too much. I sense some residual energy here as well.
You shouldn't, because I've never done that this entire playthrough. I feel like a lot of people would do it, but yeah, most guys don't recommend you use the strength training.
Ah, you use it for training? May I ask for a demonstration? Come on! 1, 2, 1, 2! Put your back into it! You think you can save the world like that? 1, 2! 1, 2! 1, 2! 1, 2! Don't expect me to go easy on you. I'm doing this for your sake.
She has gone full Caroline right now.
Well done. Such commendable willpower.
I knew it would be the Yamcha pose again.
I can sense some lingering energy around this television.
Oh yeah, this we did use. A lot.
Or is it actually coming from the box attached to it?
A bit of both.
What is this? I see. I've heard quite a bit about these remarkable devices.
I'm sure you heard a lot from your sister Elizabeth, who asked C's to get her a totally not PSP because she heard that they can drain your time.
They say that once a player begins, they're unable to tear themselves away.
Yes, you definitely heard that from your sister.
If it truly can entrance humans to such a degree, could you play a bit for me? I see. You're piloting the spaceship, and your objective is to destroy the oncoming enemies. Look how they scatter. This is quite impressive. You weave around each bullet with dizzying precision. Whoa, there's so many of them now. Oh, you're surrounded. Look out, on your right. I mean left. No, they're in front now. Use the boost.
I knew she would be a backseater.
Look, it's the boss. Fire the beam cannons. Annihilate it. You did it! The world is saved! A most dexterous display. I can certainly see why humans get so passionate about these games. Perhaps I'll ask my master if we can install one in our room. I've enjoyed this first-hand glimpse into your daily life. It was quite illuminating. Before I became whole, I visited many places with you and gained a wealth of new experiences. Thanks to that, I feel like I've come to understand humans better.
does feel like Lavenza gets things a little bit more than Justine and Caroline did. She's prone to making less ridiculous misunderstandings.
And perhaps more importantly, I feel like I understand you better. So, thank you. Though you have cast off your shackles, I will still await you in that room. This is a token of my gratitude for today. Please, take it.
Enduring soul, nice.
It would be a shame if I were to leave so soon. May I stay a little longer?
Let's just hope this doesn't bring up any weird questions from Sojiro. Back on the train, and I guess Maraki's reality doesn't make these any less crowded. Yeah, this right here is somewhat interesting because Japan has had a massive economic recession. So it makes sense that Maraki's, you know, causing that to make, causing like an economic upturn to make the people happier.
Sup?
And I'm guessing this is yet another introduction to a rank 11 event. Yeah, we definitely do.
Whoa!
And we're gonna be late again, just like we were on our first day. That's pretty fitting, honestly.
You know,
Yeah, there are a lot of works that are aimed at children that still hold up. Okay.
answer this question.
What's that modeled after? Well, yeah, the one that looks the closest would be Iwate.
This is it.
Way to go!
Yeah, so the term utopia was originally used quite differently to how it is now. I think it literally means no place. But yeah, you still get knowledge boosts from class questions in this semester. If you haven't maxed out knowledge by now, well, you will have missed a few confidants if you haven't. But yeah, if you haven't maxed it by now, then you have an opportunity to do so here. Yeah, I guess she's maybe less because her personality seems pretty much the same as it was before Maraki, so maybe she's not really affected by it as much. Now, is this the conversation that I've been waiting for? Oh, it is! It is! Okay, yeah, this right here. I think this illustrates one of the biggest flaws in Maraki's reality. Hey, finally he says for real again. It's been a long time. So this guy has completely lost his history of painting. Because Maraki made a judgment call. Maraki decided that archery was what would make him the happiest, so that's what he did. And because of that, an entire aspect of this student's life is now gone. Another aspect of Maraki's philosophy as well is that he believes that something is not worth working towards if it even causes you like a small amount of pain. Like the moment that anything causes you pain or stress, Maraki is just kind of like, nope, that's not worth doing at all. Better off if you were never involved in that. But the fact that Maraki himself is making the judgment calls on what is best for people, It's not only a big red flag about this reality, it's also a big red flag as to therapy or counseling, because that's something that you really, really, really are not supposed to do as a counselor. And that's something that counselors do have to be very careful about when it comes to the power they have over their clients. This is something that Thought Bubble's videos are on him reacting to Maraki's counseling sessions with everyone. There is a little bit of lacking context when it comes to like how counseling is perceived in Japan, I will admit, but the videos are all very good and they kind of go into this as well. But in general, Maraki, although he means well, he's actually not a very good counselor.
Oh.
And he makes a lot of the mistakes that are
Some time.
that not great counselors do. And in a way, it's probably intentional to foreshadow the third semester. The thing is, though, I said a long time ago in this playthrough that I like Maraki because oftentimes psychologists are portrayed as villains in media, and whoops, that's true of Maraki too. But he at least genuinely means well.
Sorry.
Like, he's not like, you know, I mean, the first thing that comes to mind is Hugo Strange from Batman, who is pretty much the quintessential evil psychologist. There is a TV trope, psycho-psychologist, which pretty much sums it up. But yeah, I love how Ryuji's room is just so plain and basic. Like, I've actually been in a Japanese motel that looked kind of like this, minus the pin-up girl poster, that is. I wonder who that is, because it definitely doesn't look like anybody that we know. I'm flattered, Ryuji, but...
No.
But yeah, we are bros.
My bad, man.
So Ryuji's getting really apologetic about this. And it does seem a little confusing even to Joker in-universe. This is going to be a good segue into this. So, the reason why the party members are so apologetic here. There is some unused dialogue for all of the scenes in the first week where Joker tries to snap everyone out of Maraki's reality. And originally, they were much angrier about being told they were living a lie.
How am I running from something right now?
Shiho's back. We're happier than ever. Nothing bad's happening, so what's so wrong with that? I'm happy right where I am. So are you telling me that's wrong? Why are you being so mean to me? Is it wrong that we're all happy together as a family? That's a horrible thing to say to me, even if it's a joke. I'm happy right now. Are you saying that I shouldn't be feeling this way?
I'm happy right now. How can you have a problem with that?
Some people prefer that because they think that it fits better with how apologetic they are now. Honestly though, I still think these scenes fit. And I personally much prefer what we actually got to the angrier reactions everyone had originally. Because I don't think that was very in character. I do think it made the whole party come across kind of nasty. And in a sense, I do feel it's a bit out of character for them to be so accepting of Maraki's reality after all they've been through that they would snap that badly at Joker for denying it. Meanwhile, Ryuji has sentenced himself to push-ups. Or squats. No, yeah, that's squats. You can tell how little I know about exercise. Yeah, you can stop now.
Huh?
Damn it.
Yeah, that's pretty typical of the muscle in the Phantom Thieves gang, but that's just how we like it.
Hey.
I mean, it was Kamoshida's fault we almost got expelled. Don't blame yourself for that part. This alone just sums up what Ryuji's been through so well. Just the kind of person he is right now. And yeah, that line there, I just can't pretend they never happened, wouldn't be right. That is exactly what the Phantom Thief's answer is to Maraki's reality. We got Ryuji and Arn's second tier personas in the same episode, and now we're getting both their ultimate personas in the same one.
All right.
William is simply the first name of the legendary Scottish privateer and maybe pirate Captain Kidd. Many legends of his buried treasure emerged after his execution, including one notable false find in 2015. 2007, however, was a much more successful year for Captain Kidd's researchers, as the remains of one of his most famous ships, the Quidar Merchant, were found off the coast of the Dominican Republic. This was an Indian merchant vessel hired by Armenians and captained by an Englishman, but as it was given safe passage by the French East India Company, an enemy of the English at the time, Captain Kidd was adamant this was a legal capture and not technically piracy. A cannon salvaged from this wreckage was added as a permanent exhibit at the Children's Museum of Indianapolis in 2011, though it likely doesn't look like a railgun like it does here. And with that segue, William upgrades Captain Kidd's trait to eccentric temper, which may raise ally physical damage by a ridiculous 80%. That alone makes Ryuji one of the best party members at this point in the game, but then we get his special skill, Fighting Spirit, which bestows charge on the entire party. This does cost 80 SP, which is very steep, especially since Ryuji has the second worst SP of the party, above only Yoshizawa. But in most fights, you'll only need this once. Of course, to make the most use out of it and eccentric temper, you'll want a physical heavy party, so Yusuke, Violet... This is especially useful for Violet since she can't charge herself. We'll be counting on you. For real. Always. That was a little awkward, but I had to work that in somewhere. Okay, Fighting Spirit. Again, this is ridiculously, yeah. This is actually kind of hard. In fact, you know what? Of all these things, I'd probably want to give up Elect Boost. Just because, I don't use Ryuji's Elect skills for damage, as I've said many times before.
Yeah.
But now we actually do have a free nighttime. After these messages. No, we don't do hits, but okay. Let's listen to this. This is another one of these that I find really, really dark. So this guy has just become so burned out. that he's afraid that he might actually... Like, this is just... Oh, this is really fascinating because, like, this is someone who's not become full-on abusive yet, but he's so afraid he might be, like, he might become that way, that he actually wants the Phantom Thieves to intervene before he does, but in this case, he just wants to... The fact that he's saying kill me implies he feels a lot of regret about it, but... Yeah, this is now one of those really, really dark requests, I find. But now there's going to be mood whiplash because... Terrible news for our feathered heroes! After gaining weight during New Year's, they can no longer fit in their suits! In order to get back in shape, they'll have to... dance? Revive and dance, Phoenix Rangers! Next episode, Dancing in Featherlight! Of course, that's a reference to, stuff. It's kind of funny because, the Featherman... I believe the Featherman lyrical theme first appeared in one of the dancing games. But also, we have a crossword. A type of wish, New Year's what? 4-letter word for some. Hit the gym. Because I know this is resolution. Okay, don't overthink this. This one is just exercise. Oh, I know why this is a 4-letter word for some. This would be diet. I guess that is kind of a common New Year's resolution. Fun fact, in Japanese, the loan word diet actually means physical exercise. It doesn't refer to eating at all. They did make that mistake in the translation of Zelda 4 Swords Adventures. Interesting, New Year's resolutions culturally are a concept in Japan too. I've never really even done a New Year's resolution. It's just not really been my personal kind of thing. But you know what our New Year's resolution for P5 is? It is finishing all of our retro games. Oh boy, Power Intuition is kind of a pain. It requires you to do fighting game combos. So let's do the golf game. I've never played any like NES or like earlier, any NES or Super NES golf games, but I have played Mario Golf Toadstool Tour. It's actually one of my favorite GameCube games. No real reason not to use the technique now. This music's pretty nice though. Sometimes it's actually a little harder to do this when the bar's moving slower. Now, you might actually not be required to get everything, like, perfectly that time. As long as you get within the par of the hole, you still count as beating the level.
Nice.
But I'll see you next time when we awaken some more Phantom Thieves.